Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signs bill to recognize gold and silver as legal tender. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signs bill to recognize gold and silver as legal tender. Shadow of Ezra. May 27, 2025. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a new law that begins the process of recognizing gold and silver as legal tender in the state. The measure allows certain precious metal coins to be used for everyday payments, offering Floridians a potential alternative to traditional currency. DeSantis says the move is meant to protect against the declining value of the dollar, which he blames on constant deficit spending in Washington. The bill will go into effect on July 1, 2026. You can't print this out of thin air. DeSantis's rationale is clear. He believes that relentless deficit spending in Washington is eroding the dollar's purchasing power, leaving citizens vulnerable to inflationary pressures. By offering an alternative in gold and silver, he argues, Floridians will have a haven against the whims of federal economic policy. This resonates with a growing sentiment of distrust in centralized financial systems and a desire for greater economic independence. On the surface, the idea of a tangible, inflation-resistant currency is appealing, particularly in an era of economic uncertainty. Gold and silver have historically held their value better than paper currency during times of economic turmoil. Supporters argue that allowing their use as legal tender provides a valuable hedge against potential dollar instability. However, the practical implications of integrating precious metals into the everyday economy are complex and raise several questions. Firstly, valuation and transaction costs. How will businesses accurately and consistently value gold and silver coins for everyday transactions? Fluctuations in the precious metals market could create confusion and arbitrage opportunities, requiring a robust system for pricing and verification. Furthermore, the costs associated with assaying and authenticating coins could make small transactions impractical. Secondly, scalability. Can the existing supply of gold and silver coins adequately serve the needs of a state the size of Florida? A widespread shift to precious metal currency could strain supply chains and potentially drive up the price of gold and silver, negating the intended benefit of inflation protection. Thirdly, integration with the existing financial system. How will this new system interact with the traditional banking infrastructure? Will banks be required to accept gold and silver deposits? Without seamless integration, the adoption of precious metals as legal tender could create a fragmented and inefficient financial landscape. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, potential for manipulation and fraud. The inherent value of precious metals makes them attractive targets for counterfeiters. A lack of robust security measures could expose Floridians to the risk of accepting fake or diluted gold and silver coins. While DeSantis's intentions are laudable, the success of this initiative hinges on careful planning and implementation. Florida must address the aforementioned challenges to ensure that the transition to a precious metal-backed system is smooth and beneficial for its citizens. The move by Florida is undoubtedly a bold experiment, one that the rest of the nation will be watching closely. It raises fundamental questions about the future of currency and the role of government in monetary policy. Whether it proves to be a golden opportunity or a fool's errand remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.